Hello, everybody. Welcome to Telli Talks, where we talk about life, growth, relationships, and all things in between. We are here at the Classic Cat with reality star and entrepreneur, Jayla.
Hi.
Thanks for coming, girl.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers. Thanks, Maria.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much.
Cheers to a great interview
Yes.
and learning about all things you got going on.
Yes, let's do it.
I need that. I feel like my mouth is so dry. So dry, girl. For the people that don't know your journey, how did you get to where you are today?
So a lot of people, I guess you're right. So for the people that don't know me, I started off on Bad Girls Club. I was on Bad Girls Club in 2015, and it just changed my whole life. It pushed me into entrepreneurship. It pushed me into the forefront of people's TVs and billboards, people's homes, and it's been a great journey, but it literally started with Bad Girls Club.
And from Bad Girls Club to being an entrepreneur, what made you choose like the business that you're in with your entrepreneurship?
So when I was on Bad Girls Club, I won what's called Fan Fave. So after every season, they do a poll, and the fans rate who they loved or who they liked the most. And so on my season of Bad Girls Club, I won Fan Fave. And I was like, okay, I need a way to stay tapped in with these fans, because one thing about the Bad Girls Club universe is our fans grow with us. Anybody that has ever been on Bad Girls Club, if you ever did anything noteworthy or whatever, you still have your day one fans. And with me knowing that, I was like, okay. And a lot of them are like middle schoolers, kids. And I'm like, all right, over the years, these kids are going to grow up. What can I do to make sure that I'm able to maintain this audience or to keep them captivated in some type of way?
Right.
And so for me, I've always been in fashion to a certain degree. I grew up modeling. And so I was like, let me just start a clothing line. It's something that's organic. I know it's something that I can do. I can grow with that. I can always switch it up and change it. I can let it, elevate over the years. And that's just kind of like what I did.
That's so dope. And you're still doing reality TV now to this day.
Yes.
So how was that like going from reality TV to entrepreneurship back to reality TV and still being an entrepreneur?
So for me, okay, so the first time I did reality TV, I didn't have anything to lose. I didn't have a business. I worked a 9-to-5. It was a new experience for me. Going into entrepreneurship, I only had that footing from, Bad Girls Club and then whatever college, education that I had. So this time around when I did Baddie South, it was more important for me to be cognizant of my brand and everything that I've built over the years. Like, okay, I can turn up with y'all. I can give you a little bit of ratchetry, but
Not
I can't
ratchetry.
girl ratchetry. But I knew I had to kind of scale it back because I had grown so much as a person.
Right.
And I didn't want to let myself down by reverting back to where I was 7 years ago.
Absolutely. Do you feel like a lot of girls that do reality TV get stuck in that mindset of like, I'm still a bad girl, or like I gotta portray this image to be a bad girl, because you've grown that, you know, and it's like you're progressing, and there's some people that just stay in that like, this is who I am, this is what I'm known for, instead of trying to grow. Like, do you think that's something that's hard for people to like get kind of like separate the two, like real life and reality?
I think that sometimes people do get stuck, and I don't think it's always intentional. I think that sometimes it really starts with, what were you doing before you got on TV?
Right.
Where was your moral compass? Do you have wherewithal? Can you hold a conversation? Do you have anything to lose?
Right.
A lot of people that don't have anything to lose get stuck in that realm because that's all you got to hold on to.
Right.
So you want to live in that persona. You want people to know that you're rowdy. You want people to know that you can turn up. You want people to know that you're a baddie or a bad girl, because you don't have anything else going on. And it's no shade to anybody that's been on reality TV, because I'm a reality TV girl, but at some point you do have to allow yourself to grow.
110%.
What also I have realized or learned in the process is people won't allow us to grow. People try to box us in because we've been on reality TV. there's so many preconceived notions about girls on reality TV, or just people that do reality TV in general, where we are judged very, very hard. It's no one really takes you serious once you've done reality TV. You have to fight tooth and nail, and you have to work
110%.
Excuse my language, can I cuss?
Girl, yes.
You got to work your ass off, okay?
Right.
For people to respect you when you walk in a room.
Absolutely.
Because they don't know if you're coming in there to fight. They don't know if you're going to be ignorant. They only know what they saw on that TV.
Absolutely. And it's so much more, because I did reality TV too. And like, I just feel like it's so much more of that person than what they portray in that 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour, or 1 season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons, 4 seasons, because that's not all of who you are, or all of who I am, or all of whoever does reality TV.
Right.
That's just like a portion of, or what was pushed at that time to let that person come out.
Right.
And it's just like, I feel that it's not fair to reality stars to just be classified as reality stars and not be able to transition into acting, or not be able to transition into like business, because they're not as valuable as a real actor or like even a game show actor. Yeah. It's like when you're a reality star, it's only like your lane is this big, because you're prejudged, which sucks.
You have to fight so hard to prove yourself to people. And I think it's so crazy, because who you are at work and who you are at home are not the same person.
I say that all the time. What you do as a job doesn't define who you are as a human being.
Right.
And it isn't fair, because it's like, because you saw one situation where you might have thought, like for me, for example, right? It looked like when I did reality TV, it looked like I was just like, all right, you either marry me or I'm leaving you. And I'm like, well, we was talking about this before we even got on reality TV. Right. So it wasn't just like, hey, the cameras is on, so now this is what I want. Right. As opposed to like, I feel like people are like, oh, she just nagging and she just this and she just that. But I'm like, you guys don't know what happened beforehand to get to this conversation, to have this situation right now. So exactly. It's just like, it's almost like they feel like they're a part of your life because they're doing things with you as you're doing it, but that's not all of your life. Right. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that when it comes to reality TV. It's like, even with the Kardashians, right? Like, we're in their life, but we're not in their life every day to where we know who they are as a person. We just might know certain characteristics or emotions that might come out. That could be led by production, or insinuated by production. And that's a lot of things that people don't really understand when they're not in that world. Yeah. Which sucks.
Yeah. I love it and I hate it.
I was going to say, do you ever like regret things that you've done, or like how they've portrayed you or what they've shown?
No. I don't regret anything, because I feel like any and everything that I've done or experienced up until this point in my life has shaped me into the person that I am.
Absolutely.
And if I live my life, or if I go through life with any regrets, then that's almost like me questioning God. Because clearly he put me on that path to learn that lesson for a reason. I had to go through whatever that was to get to where I am. So,
Do you feel like reality TV has changed throughout the years since you've been in the game so long?
It has. It has. I remember when we did Bad Girls Club, just the way that they shoot the shows is totally different. The amount of money you get paid now is different. Even down to like being able to have your phone on set. That was something that wasn't a thing in 2015 or like previously. Wasn't no having your phone on a set. Wasn't no interacting on social media. You couldn't even say that you were a part of the cast before the first episode drops.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But now it's just kind of like everything's a free-for-all.
And it's crazy because I feel like with different networks, it's even worse. And then with some networks, they have more leniency with that. Like I feel like when I did reality TV, which was, I want to say 2015 as well too, or 2015 or 2016, I can't remember, girl. It's been so long. But when I did my first thing, we was able to have our phones, but we still had NDAs to where we couldn't say like, we're on this cast and we're doing this and, who's a part of it. But now I feel like when you do game shows and when you do certain things, like you can't have your phone and they seclude you into this room and you're by yourself, And then there's other networks that are like, okay, you could have your phone, you could talk shit on social media, you could do whatever you want, and then it's just more triggering to where it's like, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
You're just like, what the hell? Like, you know,
It'd be a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And it's just like, how do you feel about contracts when people sign their contracts when they do reality TV? Because a lot of people, I feel like, don't realize that you lose your likeliness to be portrayed by how you want to be portrayed as a person, and production has control over that.
Right. A lot of people don't read those contracts through and through, and it sometimes bites you in the butt later, because I'm not going to say there are no loopholes when it comes to contracts, but depending on what type of contract it is, I wouldn't suggest nobody to look over by themselves. Like, you need to have somebody with you to look over it, and so that if you have any questions, they can be answered for you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's the first problem. A lot of people don't really look through those contracts good, and then they see how production has, you know, portrayed them, or how they're being made look, or, you know, like just whatever it is, and now they want to sue, or now they mad, now they feelings hurt, now they want to, you know, ruin the show. But it's like, read your contract.
Right. You know what you signed up for, and you know it's about to be something's gonna go down.
You know, it's gonna be some bullshit.
Right. Eventually, whether it, you know, and that ranges from. Again, it ranges from your network. Like, I was on E, so like our biggest obstacle is like losing an earring. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody arguing, and because we wasn't in etiquette class properly, or dressed properly at etiquette class, because we was in the South too. We was in Atlanta. So it's like our issues were a little bit different than like other shows' issues. I feel like production puts you in situations where you might not want to face, but you know you need to face it, and it just makes things happen more faster than you probably would like.
Right.
You know, like, I remember there's times where it's like, all right, you got a dinner to go to, that's your scene, and it's like, who I gotta go to dinner with, because I really don't want to talk to this girl. Like, or we're doing a trip, and the girl that I don't like is gonna be on this trip. Like, why y'all got me going on a trip with this girl?
Right.
When you know I don't like her. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they put you in these situations where you know it's about to be some shit, and you just have to like face that situation.
It's like, all right, let's just get this shit over with. Let me all right. How long we gotta be here?
Right. Do you ever like feel like it's too much? Or you're already expecting it?
Well, I know what I signed up for.
Right.
So I know what to expect, but I do think sometimes it can be a bit much. Because some of it just be so childish. It'd be so stupid. It'd be so elementary.
It'd be so crazy. Like, I just saw this situation where this girl just like air kicked somebody in the face. Like I was like, what?
You talking about the clips that's...
Yes. That's come. I was like,
I think she kicked her in the chest.
Lord have mercy. And I'm like, where did she come from? Like, she just came out of nowhere. And it'd be stuff like that you're just like, how am I supposed to prepare for this?
Well, you knew that you had it. See, in instances like that, it's like, okay, like when it comes to like a bad girls club or like baddies.
Right.
Because we're talking about baddies.
Right.
When it comes to a situation like that, you know who you was talking shit about before these cameras came on.
Right.
You know you've been walking around this house acting weird.
Right.
On camera and off camera.
Right. You know it's coming.
You know it's coming.
Right.
Don't be surprised when I smack the shit out of you, because you know what you've been doing. You probably antagonizing me, getting on my nerves.
Right.
Talking shit. Or we have what we call like production pets. You know, some people really want to like schmooze up and get close with production so they can have a little friend, or, you know, like,
right, to help protect them.
Right.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's just like, you know what you signed up for, and at any given moment, you could get the shit smacked out of you.
Right.
You gotta stay on the swivel. You gotta be ready.
Right. So do you feel like there's certain baddies on the show that are just like baddies in a sense of how they look, but not how they act? Because I just, to be honest with you, I just feel like there's people that like can talk the talk, that got the bark, but don't got the bite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's just like, you look good and you're bad, and that's cute and all, but you don't got the squabble.
Right.
So,
yeah.
There's like, you know, there's people that can fight, and then there's people that don't fight, or there's people that might be there for a different reason,
right,
or whatever that may be. But it's just like, I just feel like everybody that's like a baddie in a sense of like baddie South, specifically baddie South.
Right.
You know, not everybody's fighting.
Right.
Or everybody might be fighting, but they might not know how to fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
in the situations where it's just like, all right, now I'm in a situation because you know what I signed up for, but
Right.
I can't handle what I signed up for.
And so for me, I feel like that's your fault, because if you get on this show and you know that we fight on here, it can get somewhat violent in
Right.
those controlled settings.
And you don't know if like what if you're just like, for example, like what if you're not talking shit and someone just wants to like fuck with you?
Then you better stand on it. It don't matter if you're not talking shit. If somebody is fucking with you, then you need to take that opportunity to go ahead and handle your business right then and there, or however that looks, or whatever that looks like for you. Because if not, you are going to have a problem. Not only while you're filming, but when you get home and then people see you on TV being a pussy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's worse. The internet is undefeated.
Undefeated.
You know what I mean? Like
every
you
time.
only film for a little while.
How long is filming for you guys?
I think for Baddie South, we filmed for like a month, maybe 5 weeks at the most.
And you guys are traveling as well too. So that whole filming process, you're traveling to how many different cities you guys go to?
I think we went to 5 cities.
So in a month, you're pretty much traveling once a week.
Every couple of days.
And with all those different personalities in one house, how do you build like alliances to where it's like, all right, this is my dog, this is my girl, she's gonna ride with me, or this is not who we fucking with?
I think when you first, all right, so for me, we gonna stick with Baddie South. So when I got there and I saw who was on the cast.
Do you get to see prior to, or do you, as soon as you get in the house, that's when you know who's on cast?
Yeah, you only find out the first day of filming.
Okay.
Unless you know somebody that works in production and they sneak and tell you or something like that. But typically you find out like the first day of filming, or like right before you start filming. You'll probably get to figure out who some of your cast members are, or whatever it looks like. But now it's just like more of like a relaxed atmosphere. So somebody might text me like, girl, did they call you back to do this? Or are you gonna do this? Because I heard your name, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it. So what you thinking? Like,
Right.
So sometimes it's like that, but it's like, so for me, when we filmed Baddie South, the first day I got there, we all met up in a hotel lobby to get on the bus to shoot the first scene. And I'm looking around, I'm like, okay, this is who I'm filming with. All right. I was just sizing everybody up because I know me, I know what I'm capable of. I know what I'm known for.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, she known for this, she known for that.
To where you knew already some of the girls.
Yeah,
Right.
I knew some of the girls, like, because there were, on Baddie South, we had OGs that were original members from Bad Girls Club, from the original franchise. So, like, me and Natalie have been friends for a long time. So I knew Natalie was going to be there because she brought me into the show.
Right.
And then, so we had Bree, which is a white girl that was on the very last season, a girl named Persuasion. Those were the other 2 OGs. And so going into it, like when we go back and watch Bad Girls Club or whatever, I knew Persuasion from just like being around, because like I used to live in Houston, she used to always be in Houston or whatever, but she could fight on her season.
Right.
And so, but there were also other things that were said about her, like on her season or whatever. And so so I'm like,
Mental
okay.
note.
I'm like, okay, mental note, she can fight, or, you know, they saying she can fight or whatever. All right. Okay. You know, you just kind of go around and you analyze them, and then
you have to.
You have to.
Right.
And then for me, because when the cameras come on, people's personalities change. And I'm not really one of those. I kind of always am the same.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, nah, she do too much when this camera come on. I'm gonna have to smack this shit out of her in a couple days. I can already feel it coming. Like, I be knowing, like, in the beginning.
Where you could feel who's gonna irritate you and who's not. Right.
Yeah.
So from day one, you know, like, all right,
I know
she
who I
put on
wanna
for
be.
the camera. She don't. She's gonna be loyal. This is what she's known for. It's like it's almost like you get thrown in like a den, and
Yeah.
you got to be the big dog.
Yep. And then, because sometimes you'll go into the situation and you might not vibe with certain people at first, or you just may not talk to certain people. Y'all may not have hit it off, but then something may happen, and then that may become like your best friend, like while you're filming or whatever. So like, it's like, for instance, with Krishan, me and Krishan both did Baddies South together. And so the first day or two of filming, we didn't really talk to each other like that because we didn't really know each other.
Right. And Krishan's really sweet. She's very complimentary.
Yes.
She's a very sweet girl. And for the people that like judge her, you know, that don't know her, like she's very sweet.
I'm gonna tell you what made me want to be friends with Krishan on my season. We filmed a scene where we were in the room having a conversation about her. And everybody was kind of like prejudging her or whatever. And I never met this girl. So I'm asking Natalie, I'm like, Natalie, is the girl really like, is something really wrong with her for real, or like, or what?
Right.
You know? And I think in that moment, me knowing me, I'm like, okay, I've always been a leader. All of my fans love me. I can't bully this girl. Like, I can't join in and just be talking about this girl or, you know, whatever it is, because I'm not a hater. I'm not finna get on TV and have a kiki on the expense of somebody else. Y'all not finna make me look like no hater.
Right.
And I was like, I'm gonna be cool with her. I knew then I was going to be cool with her. And then literally, like, I would order food and stuff like that, and she would eat with me, or like we'll just like, you know, probably like smoke together. And she started sleeping in the bed with me every single night. Literally, Krishan slept in the bed with me every single night. We would pray together, cry together. That was my dog. So, but it happens like that. And then sometimes, like, you be real close with people while you film, and then after you film, you may never talk to these people again.
Right. No, 110%. Like, it just, filming is a crazy world within itself, and you're around people that you might not kick it with on a daily basis. And then, you know, filming starts and then filming is back on, and it's like, all right, you know, maybe in filming I'm gonna kick it with you, but outside in regular life, you might not be my vibe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's fine. It doesn't mean that I like you less, or it doesn't mean that,
just,
you know,
we just live different lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have you talked to Krishan since filming, or?
Oh yeah. I talked to Krishan a lot after we filmed and stuff. I was just saying that because that's just how, you know, that's just how it goes. Like when
people.
You film, because sometimes you be real close with people in the house, and then after you film, y'all go back to living y'all's life, and then it's like you don't really see them that much. You don't really get to talk to them like that unless you see them out or whatever. To me, I feel like that's the part that sucks the most.
Right.
Because some of the people you really do build genuine bonds with.
Absolutely. So with all the filming and the business, when do you have time to date? Or are you dating, or are you not? Sidewalk, street, what you doing?
I just kind of started back dating. I didn't put emphasis on dating for a long time because I knew that I wasn't in a place in my life where I could be emotionally available for somebody else.
Right.
And I didn't want to string anybody else along. You know what I mean? And so I'm finally back at a place in my life where I feel like I'm ready to attempt to date with intention.
Right. With a goal and a purpose, and not just to date, to date. Yeah.
I'm not one of those types of people. Like if I'm dating you, or if I'm spending time with you, I'm very intentional about it, because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste nobody else's time. And then you just don't want to be seen with everybody. You know, you can't be seen.
No, 110%. 110%. And I feel like there's a stigma behind like dating when people date. Like I feel like when guys date, it's different. Like guys could date 15 different girls and it's okay. But when a girl actually dates to find out who she wants to be with, doesn't mean that you having sex with all these men.
Right.
It could just be like, okay, I'm going to dinner with this person. I'm going to paintball with this person, whatever that may be. Like, to me, that's just finding out who's the right fit for that particular person, you know? So I just feel like the stigma behind dating doesn't mean that, you know, you out here being a hoe. Right. You know, and I just feel like it's okay, which I feel like people should be okay with women dating how men date. Like finding that person.
There's
you know?
absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
I talk about that all the time. Just because you're dating multiple people doesn't mean that you're having sex with multiple people. Give yourself the opportunity to say, I like this quality, and this quality from this guy. Right. But I like this, and this about this guy. Right. Who's going to be the better man?
Exactly. And
May the best man win.
Right. And I feel like the definition of a date doesn't mean you fucking. It's you're literally going out
Right.
and enjoying someone's company. Doesn't mean it gets to that. Can it get to that? Of course.
Right.
Can it not get to that? Of course. So I just
Right.
feel like that stigma of like when people say like, oh, I'm dating, there's nothing wrong with that, like man or woman, because
Right.
it's like I don't understand if men can go date several women and be like, all right, I'm gonna take this one out, that didn't work out, or I left early, whatever the case is, then I'm gonna date somebody else the next day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now if you just seen outside with all these different men, it look crazy.
Right.
But like you could be discreet with it. You can go to
Yeah.
hole in the wall. You can go to a nice place with this guy, or
Exactly.
whatever the case is, to where it just don't look crazy.
Right.
Like we're still women at the end of the day. So, and I just feel like it is what it is. Like guys is gonna look at us as like, okay, if you're dating, it looks crazy, but it's just like, why can't I go find what makes sense for me, as opposed to like
Right.
just putting my eggs all in one basket if that basket doesn't fulfill
Right.
everything
That
I
basket
need.
might have a hole in the bottom.
Right.
Girl.
Right. Exactly. It's not going to fulfill, and it's just like everyone's so different. There's so many different qualities in people. All right. So dating with intention,
Yes.
reality TV, business, when's the next line dropping?
Oh, I don't know. Like, I was just having a conversation with my friend earlier, and I was letting her know. I love my company, but I'm not as passionate about it right now. And so for me, I had to take a step back because I love it that much that I don't want to run my company from a place in my life where I need this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I started my company, I started it because it was something fun and it was something that I wanted to do to keep up, with my fans.
You were passionate about
Right, I was passionate about it. I'm still passionate about it, but because, right now I'm kind of lacking the drive for it. I'm not really as enthused.
You don't
want
wanna half-ass it.
And I don't want to half-ass it. And so I said that I'll probably just wait until the top of the year. I'd probably just take the rest of the year off. I'm not going to do any collections or anything else. I'll probably just keep selling the stuff that is already on my website.
Right.
And then at the top of the year, I'll drop a new collection, probably around Grammy weekend. Because I did a fashion show. I did my first solo fashion show this year, that weekend. So I think every
dope.
year I'm going to do that.
Right.
So I'll probably have a new collection then. I'll showcase one then.
That's dope. Are you doing any holiday sales? Black Friday,
yeah.
Cyber Monday. I feel like everyone does sales for that.
Well, yeah. So this is one of my best-selling items, my Letterman jacket. And
So cute.
Thank you. So I said for Black Friday that I would probably give people the jacket for like 50% off.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah.
That'll be dope. So y'all shop her collection and normal culture, right?
Yes,
Normal culture. And fingers crossed she has half off on the Letterman jackets for Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
Yeah.
And new collection coming out next year.
Yes,
during the
weekend.
Grammys. Okay. So for everyone that comes on, we play this game. Would you rather? I'll play with you too, so
Okay.
you're not in the hot seat by yourself. And it's not bad because these ones is the PG-13 version.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna just do some piles. All right, and then we'll just do 4 sets, I guess.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather be? There's 4 questions on here, so I'm trying to figure out which one's the best one. Would you rather be the very best kisser, but only from the 3rd kiss on, or be the very best hugger, but only from behind?
The best kisser.
Right? But I feel like a hug from behind, who does that?
Right.
Okay. It's on you.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Would you rather bump your head on every door frame or walk across a floor sown with sharp toys every morning?
Bump my head on a door frame?
On every door frame.
That's
Like
a
when you
lot
walk
of
in the door.
dents in your head. I mean,
Right.
like my daughter bumped her head on like the table, and she has this like permanent dent. If she like raises her eyebrows, you see the dent on her head. So that's all I could think
I
about if
have
I'm
one
bumping
too.
my head
Yeah.
every time. But to just every time I step, I'm stepping on like toys that are sharp.
Yeah.
I'd rather fuck up my feet than fuck up my head.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna step on a toy.
Yeah, all day. Even though I'm gonna be irritated, and I'm like, what the hell? Put these damn toys away. All right. Would you rather have a partner who won't do anything without approval from their mother, or have a partner who won't do anything without approval from their therapist? Oh, I picked 2 cards.
I would say the therapist.
At least it's a better. I feel like a therapist is non-judgmental.
Right.
So I would, yeah. I feel like the mother would probably judge.
And in the business, too bad.
Yeah.
I'm cool because now you got to run everything by your mama.
Yeah. If that's the case, I will hope I get along with your mom more than you do.
Right.
If you're getting
like
approval
that,
from your mom. But I would just feel like, why are you calling your mom?
Right.
You're grown. Yeah. Therapist for me too. It's on you.
Oh, this is a good one. Okay. Would you rather discover aliens from another solar system or discover an alternate dimension?
Ooh, I would want to do both, but I would want to discover aliens, because like, what if the other dimension don't got nothing there, and I'm just there, and it's like, how do I get out of here? I can't ask nobody for no help. I'm just stuck. Here. Yeah, I'm like, what am I doing here? I would rather have aliens at least try to communicate with them.
Something.
Like, that's dope though. I would want to do both. Okay. Would you rather always be the one in the relationship who drives, or always be the one in the relationship who plans everything? Because I hate both.
Right. Damn.
Right?
I guess I'm gonna do the planning. I'll do the planning.
Right. Because then it's what you want to do.
Exactly.
I don't want to drive at all.
Right. Hate it.
Oh, my man be like, why you don't ever want to drive? I just don't like driving. But I'd rather plan stuff so we could do stuff that, like, I enjoy. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to still think of you. I'm going to be like, all right, you can enjoy it too.
I'm going to keep you in mind, but it's really, I got you though.
I got us.
Period. Okay, let's see.
There's like 4 different questions on the card. That's why it's taking us a little bit longer.
Yeah, and they're good. This is a good one. Okay. Would you rather never get wrinkles or never lose your memory?
Ooh. First of all, my memory sucks. Like, I feel like I have so much going on that, like, it's so hard to remember everything. Mm-hmm. My memory is terrible. And then when I smoke, it's even worse. So, I mean, and then wrinkles? Who wants wrinkles? I just feel like there's so many good things to remember, and there's Botox. So, give me the wrinkles.
That's true.
So I can get rid of them.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to do. All right, last one. All right, let's see. Would you rather, for 1 hour every day, your partner has unrestricted access to your thoughts, or for 1 hour every day, your partner has unrestricted access to your cell phone?
Take the cell phone.
No, I'm giving my cell phone 110%. I got nothing to hide, but I just feel like my thoughts, there might be things that I don't want you to know.
Right.
As far as not trying to hide things from you, but just like, what if I'm starting my period and like I'm thinking about like how much blood I got in my tampon? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like crazy, just some random thought that like, and then he gonna be like, why are you thinking that?
Why are you thinking about that?
Yeah. Like, you know, where I don't want you to be turned off by something weird I could be thinking. Yeah, I'm doing.
You could have been getting on my nerves, and now I'm thinking like, ugh, or something.
No, I tell my man, I be like, you get on my damn nerves, but I love you, but you can take my cell phone all day. I don't care. You probably see something that you might like. Yeah, I'm doing that.
That was a good one. Okay. Okay. would you rather have a menu item at your favorite restaurant to be named after you, or have your childhood street named after you?
I was born in the Philippines, and I don't visit as much as I would like to. So I feel like if I was to have a street, it would be like legendary to have that, and just to go back and be like, I got a street. The restaurant one, I feel like, what happens if the restaurant shuts down and then it's gone, you know?
Yeah.
So I would rather do the street, personally.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell everybody where they can find you, when the drop is again for the next collection, what you got going on, coming up, all that good stuff.
Okay, everybody. So if you want to stay tapped in with me, you can follow me on social media. My business page is Normal Culture. My website is also www.normalculture.com. I will be doing a new release Grammy weekend, a whole new collection. I will also be having another solo fashion show to debut the collection that weekend as well. Outside of that, if you would like to stay tapped in with me personally, you can follow me on Instagram, and you can also follow me on Twitter. My handle on Instagram is THEE Jelaminah, which is my first name. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Jelaminah. Outside of that, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, both personally and professionally. I got the drop coming for you guys, and I will have a sale for you for Black Friday. So if you haven't already, make sure you go to my website and sign up for our email list so that you can stay tapped in.
Make sure you guys check out Normal Culture. Stay tuned for the drop and all things that Jayla has going on. And that is it for Telli Talks.